Hello YouTube family, it's your favorite girl Ella OKC and I welcome you back to JEZZz Central. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe and hit that notification bell to get notified on our next video. I bet you want to be the very first person to watch our next video. Crimes are everywhere. I can't even believe that a woman killed her husband just because he was spending too much time with the first wife. This life is really something else. So, if it were supposed to be a guy that did this, it would have been another thing altogether. But how can a woman, you're a married woman and you're the second wife, you're not even the first wife, then you killed your husband just because your husband was spending too much time with the first wife? This is a very lame excuse. Is this jealousy in disguise? Knowing fully well that you're even the second wife, what if the man did not even marry you? And then when she's asked, she was like, she was way too jealous. She couldn't stand it anymore. She couldn't stand her husband in the arms of another. Hello, auntie. Somebody was there before you came into the marriage. And of course, she deserves to be with her husband. And then I keep asking myself, what did she gain? What was her gain in killing her husband? It will literally not stop people from loving the first wife. Justice needs to be served. This second woman, the second wife, she took things way too far and way too serious, because times the devil we see is not the main devil, like the devil that left heaven, the one that was cast down from heaven. Sometimes human being can be like, should I say devil incarnate? When someone is so possessed like this that you will not even know where to start from. What kind of excuse is because he spent so much time with the first wife and I'm jealous about it? That's the most lame excuse I've ever heard. If maybe it was a case of self-defense, maybe the husband was mistreating her and then siding with the first wife, and then the husband doesn't care about her, maybe constantly hurting her, abusing her or thereabouts, it would have been a case of self-defense or something like that. But this one, the man doesn't hurt you. He provides for you, and then what you do in return is to take his life and giving them excuses that he spends too much time with the first wife until somebody was there before you came in. I don't know what this world is actually turning into. And then after the crime scene, initially she hired assassins to assassinate the husband. She just wants to be a widow and of course render the first wife a widow as well, as bitterness obviously runs in her blood. Okay, tracing back to the crime scene, this same woman, the supposed second wife, she hired a hitman to kill the husband for spending too much time with the first wife. And after she paid this hitman, the hitman is identified as Junman. And then when he killed the husband, according to local media, around May 18, the police received a call about a dead body being found in the pool of blood. And following the investigation as it was launched, the victim was identified. So many investigations were made as the police people questioned the first wife, a woman who lost her husband. Of course, she'll be devastated. She was in tears. She couldn't handle it. And then when they went to interrogate the second wife, she went all bonkers. Auntie went bizarre. She was like saying things, she was just on and on, saying things that are off the point. And then she say one thing, the next minute she's deviating from what she's saying. So this made them grow so suspicious of her. As she was not even stable in the house, she was just moving on and on. So on this same report, when the hitman was caught, he was obviously bribed by the second wife not to say a word about her, not to rat her out. And of course, this same woman promised the hitman that she's going to get him out of jail, that it's just a matter of time, that even if they torture him, he should never rat her out. So normally there are people that have conscience even without being bribed. The hitman couldn't bear the guilt anymore as he explained everything that has been going on. Initially, this same hitman has been having an affair with the second wife, the supposed second wife that paid him to assassinate the husband, that's for spending so much time with the first wife. What kind of demonic possession is this? Because there is no other way to explain it if it's not possession. I mean, how can somebody wake up, you're a cheating wife, and then being a cheating wife, you still want your husband dead? What if he had not married you? So according to the report, this Hitman spilled everything, how it happened. He started by saying that the second wife has always been cheating on her husband, and he's not even the first person that she's cheating with. So as time goes on, the hitman explained that he started having feelings for the second wife, and of course when she came up with the idea of killing the husband, that he bought it immediately because it was also for his own good, in as much as he's going to have quality time with the second wife. He continued by saying that the second wife's motive is not the same with his, because his second wife has the intention of killing the husband, that because the man obviously loved the first wife more than herself. So this sparked out jealousy, and when she came up with the idea of killing the man, the hitman immediately bought it because it was also for his own favor, as it would enable him to spend more time with the second wife. I mean, making her his new wife or something. And also, they also have the intention of taking the man's property and then undoing the wife or thereabouts, as she seemed very calm, she's not the violent type, and of course very reserved. So when they carried out their plan, the hitman spotted him in his office, and then when the man came out from his office, the hitman targeted and pulled the trigger, killing him at the spot. The place he shot him was obviously on the head. This is really so sad, as this supposed hitman was actually the very first person that this man wanted to employ in his office. This is really tragic. You know the saying that goes, man make man wicked. This is what it really shows. And this is just a case of bitterness. I've never really heard about any case of bitterness aside from this. Because there was no crime, this man in question committed no crime. His first wife did nothing wrong. The only crime the man committed was marrying a second wife that killed him, that took his life. And then someone he wants to employ and give work was actually the hitman. This is really tragic. I'm sure if this man would be able to have a spare life to come back, what he would do to them would be so out of this world. That's why most people don't support polygamy, because there are so many highs and lows in this stuff. There are so many things involved, and no matter how we tend to paint it that there's a way to handle things, there are ways to control your wives and thereabouts, there will always be a spark of jealousy, there will always be a spark of hatred. Imagine what the first wife got that the second wife did not achieve, and then it will start bringing unnecessary quarrel and all of that. Although most religions still welcome the fact, marrying two wives, why other people don't buy it. In clear sentence and in clear state, it only shows, do something that will bring you peace of mind. Don't do something that you regret later, or don't do it because of your religion. Do it because when you do it, you will find peace. Because this peace of mind we are talking about, it cannot be bought with money. In as much as you can purchase happiness with money, peace of mind is something that comes naturally. Something that flows from within. And definitely not everyone has the capacity to handle two women. Women, imagine handling their problems and wahala. Obviously, their tastes will be different and their preferences will never be similar. Men out there, please learn to stick with the one you have, and don't go and overdo. Don't go and get married. Don't go and get married again or get a second wife just because your friends are getting one. You are not in their capacity, and how they manage things are definitely not how you manage it. Now, this said man is dead, leaving his first wife and obviously his children with a reason that is not even sensible. That is more like the dumbest reason that I've heard. Okay, what's your reason for killing your husband? He obviously spent so much time with the first wife, knowing fully well that someone was there before you came in. So guys, I believe I kept you updated, and I want you to know that I'm glad you stick to the very end, and I'm believing that you've subscribed. If you've not, please turn on post notifications, turn on post notifications, so you'll be the very first person to watch our next video. This is JEZzzz, and I bring you amazing talks and shows, realities of life, crimes, and many more. I remain your favorite girl, Ella OKC, and God bless you.